In this video, we'll follow the story of a growing pizza business, a passionate chef, and his clever son, all to learn matrix multiplication step by step. We'll teach you the method in the simplest way, show you how it's used in the real world, and walk through the mistakes students often make. So stay with us till the end. Let's dive in.
When I first started learning matrix multiplication, I was completely lost. I kept asking myself, why am I even studying this? It felt like a mess of numbers and brackets with no real purpose. Sound familiar? We're going to learn matrix multiplication step by step. Not just the method, but the meaning behind it, through the story of a chef, his global pizza dream, and the college student who helped make it happen using, you guessed it, matrices. And today, you'll see exactly what I mean.
Let's meet Marco, a passionate chef whose journey began in a small village with big dreams. Over the years, Marco mastered the art of cooking, experimenting with flavors and crafting unforgettable recipes. His greatest creation? A unique pizza he called Marco Special, a recipe refined through years of trial, error, and late-night inspiration. Fueled by the success of his signature pizza, Marco decided to take a bold step: open his own global pizza chain. He chose 3 vibrant cities, London, Singapore, and Sydney, to introduce the world to his culinary creations. On the menu,
Marco Special, his personal masterpiece. Pepperoni, a crowd-pleasing classic. Veggie, a fresh, colorful twist for the health-conscious.
fast forward 1 year, business was buzzing, ovens were hot, and data was piling up. Marco knew it was time to grow, but before opening a 4th restaurant, he needed answers.
Which cities sold the most pizzas? Where was the highest profit coming from?
Enter Adam, Marco's college-going son. While he grew up surrounded by the smells of sizzling pizzas, Adam had developed a different passion: math and how it could be used to solve real-world problems. Marco asked his team to provide a full year of sales data: the number of pizzas sold in each city, the cost per pizza, and profits. Adam realized that this challenge could be solved using one powerful tool: matrix multiplication.
Adam built 2 tables. One for the quantity of each pizza sold in each city. Let us call it the sales table. And the other for prices and costs for different pizza types. Let us call it price table.
Let us add the numbers he received from different locations. For London, they sold 50 pepperoni pizzas, 20 Marco Special pizzas, and 30 veggie pizzas. The selling price for each pepperoni pizza was $12. Marco Special is a bit expensive and was sold for $15, and veggie pizza was sold for $8. The cost for each pepperoni pizza was $5. Marco Special cost them $4, and veggie pizza was just $3. Let us load the numbers for Singapore and Sydney. Using his math knowledge, Adam converted the tables to matrices by putting brackets around them. Before multiplication, Adam wants to see if the matrices are eligible for multiplication. To verify this, let us determine the order of each matrix. The sales matrix is a 3 by 3 order, 3 rows by 3 columns. The price matrix is of order 3 by 2, 3 rows by 2 columns. As the number of columns in the first matrix is equal to the number of rows in the second matrix, multiplication is possible. Adam also knows that the resultant matrix will be of order 3 by 2, number of rows of the first matrix by the number of columns of the second matrix. Let us note it down and create the resultant matrix. In the resultant matrix, the first column will show the revenue, the amount earned, and the second column will show the cost, the expenses. Let's begin our calculations with London. We will start with row 1 of sales matrix and multiply it with all columns of price matrix, one at a time. Pay close attention to the red rectangles. Multiply row 1 of sales matrix with column 1 of price matrix and write the answer as the first entry in the first row of the resultant matrix. Then multiply row 1 of sales matrix with column 2 of price matrix and write the answer as the second entry in the row 1 of the resultant matrix. We have now completed total revenue and total cost for London. Let us move our focus to Singapore now. We will move to row 2 of sales matrix and multiply it with all columns of price matrix, one at a time. Multiply row 2 of sales matrix with column 1 of price matrix and write the answer as the first entry in the second row of the resultant matrix. Then multiply row 2 of sales matrix with column 2 of price matrix and write the answer as the second entry in the second row of the resultant matrix. We have now completed both entries in the second row. Lastly, let us move to row 3 of sales matrix and multiply it with all columns of price matrix, one at a time. Multiply row 3 of sales matrix with column 1 of price matrix and write the answer as the first entry in the third row of the resultant matrix. Then multiply row 3 of sales matrix with column 2 of price matrix and write the answer as the second entry in the third row of the resultant matrix. We have now completed both entries in the third row. That was the difficult step in this process. If you have done this right, then you have mastered the concept. Let us now simplify the matrix by multiplying the entries and adding them in the corresponding places in the matrix. Pause the video here if you need more time to compare your answer. The last step is fairly simple and just involves adding the numbers and writing them in the final resultant matrix. Nice work! You have learned how to multiply two matrices, and you may have noticed how much Marco earned in each location and how much cost they spent in each restaurant to make pizzas. Let us now go one step ahead and calculate the profit for each location. To calculate that, we will subtract the cost from the revenue for each restaurant. And now Adam can make the best decision for his dad. Singapore is the winner, and they should open his next restaurant in Singapore. His dad is very happy with the decision. Time passed on, and Marco continued to enjoy the success of his stores. Marco developed a new recipe, something he derived from his grandma, and would like to introduce that in the menu as Grandma Pizza. However, he wants to limit the menu to 3 pizzas only. Which existing pizza should he remove from the menu to add in Grandma Pizza? He again asked Adam for help. Do you know how to handle this problem? Try it yourself and share your answer in the comments. Join Adam if you want to learn from Adam. The video link is in the first comment.